morning, everybody. Welcome back.
This is Morning Announcements.
Today is
March 26th.
It's Friday, so that must mean it's
Our Friday feature interview.
And who do you have this week, Olivia?
Well, this week I'll be interviewing my dad, but this is the second part of the interview.
Oh, that's right. I remember from a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, got some real positive comments about that interview, Olivia. Nice job. So sit back, get comfortable, and watch as Olivia continues interviewing her dad.
What are the differences between game development and game design?
Sure. So game design is more of an intricate version of game development, if I want to put it that way. Game development is really raw. Like when you put a game together, you just kind of, you have your ideas, like I mentioned, you have your recipe list, and you're taking little bites out of it. And you're saying, I need this to be here, I need this to be there. The part that changes it into game design, in my opinion, is when you have, let's say that you have the sign in front of your house, the little sign. What does the sign say? Does it say the Matting House? Does it say Ocasta School? Because that sign then does something we call world building, where you start to get to know the character of a place. It's not just a place, it becomes something real. If you've ever played, well, I guess I want to find a more modern example of this because I'm an old person, as you can see. But I used to play this game called RuneScape when I was about 12 years old. And they had a lot of world building elements where if you walk to a certain area, you were in a city and it was called Varrock, right? You go to another city and it's got a different name. So that's the element that changes it from development to design, is you start to make a city or a place look unique because it's a region on your map. Instead of just a bunch of the same houses, they each are a little bit different. And so you start doing design. And that's why you have artists in the industry, and separately you have designers in the or developers in the industry, because some people are just doing code in the back and other people are creating art.
How does the game work? That is the next.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so in the metaverse, which is what we call it, you have a game client, and it works like any other game you've ever played, really. The game client just allows you to open up any game that anybody has created with the game maker that I've been talking about most of the time, and you can just play video games. The most compelling thing about our game and what makes it different, because I mentioned that it's based on this blockchain technology, and we have something we call a cryptocurrency, right? While you're playing, if I can go back to when I called it something close to Roblox, right? While you're playing the games in the sandbox, if they are a free game that someone from the sandbox developed, you are actually earning sand tokens, which is like earning Robux for free, just for playing. And those sand tokens are unique because you can use those to make, or what we call mint, new assets, like that Minecraft castle. If you wanted to make unique Minecraft castles, you use sand to make that so that they're permanent and serialized and real, and you could sell those to real people for sand. And you know, again, that you have number one, that forever, only number one exists, right? And you could sell that to somebody. Or you can use sand to buy lands, which allow you to publish games in the metaverse. And there's a limited number of those lands. Or you can use sand, if you want, to just trade it for real dollars. So it's very unique in that you could play video games and earn legitimate real money. So I think that it's going to be very appealing. We haven't released the game client yet, but it's releasing very soon. I can't say the official date because no one in the world knows the official date right now except people who work for the sandbox. But we are testing it currently in our company. I could play in the metaverse right now. So it's very, very close.
You mentioned sand, or your version of cryptocurrency. What is sand?
Sure. So sand is a cryptocurrency based on something called Ethereum. And Ethereum is a lot like Bitcoin. You've probably heard of Bitcoin. except that Ethereum is a lot less expensive and many more people move cryptocurrency to each other using the Ethereum network every day. So on a really high level, we call this an ERC20 token, but it's basically like dollars, really. And it can be, as I mentioned, exchanged for dollars. It can be also exchanged for other kinds of cryptocurrency. It is pretty much cash, but it's also similar to, your Robux, or it's similar to, forgive me, somehow I've forgotten what Fortnite money is.
Oh.
Which is wild because this used to be my job, games journalism.
I think it's like...
Someone out there in the comments, please tell me, what are Fortnite dollars? V-Bucks! I got it, it's V-Bucks, sorry, thank you so much. So sand is a lot like V-Bucks. But again, you don't have to keep it as sand. What's unique about it is that if you bought it for dollars, like if you buy V-Bucks for dollars, you just have V-Bucks forever. But with sand, if you buy sand for dollars and you don't want it anymore, you could just sell it back for dollars. So it's unique in that way, but very similar to those others.
How do you get sand?
Okay, there are many ways to get sand. Some of these methods, you need to be 18 years or older. So please, if you're interested in it, when the sandbox comes out, consult with your parents, because you should be doing that to get your V-Bucks and your Robux as well. But sand can be purchased on exchanges, kind of like stocks. It can also be purchased directly from the sandbox, or you can, as I mentioned earlier, just play video games. Just play them, and you get it for free for playing. We're going to have a seasonal reward coming up when, for the first test, we're going to give the first 1,000 players who plays 1,000 sand tokens, which is roughly $50 right now. Yep, it's about $44 when I look at my chart over here. So you can, just for playing video games, earn $44 and use that towards anything. And that's about enough to buy a land so you could start designing and making a game. So, and that was kind of the intent when they came with the program, was how much does it cost to get a land? And let's start there and give everyone that reward who plays with us very early. So when that releases, might be cool.
All right. Thank you for answering all of those job questions. Now it's time to move on to the silly questions.
Okay.
First of all, probably the most breathtaking question. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I'm trying to think of a way to answer this honestly and not crudely.
Don't look like a tomato.
I believe that pineapple on pizza is a crime. No
Wait.
pineapple on pizza because pineapple on pizza is always paired with Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is chewy and sad. I would prefer that if you were going to put a sweet on your pizza, that it be with a pepperoni or a sausage. I think that would be fine. Maybe bacon instead of Canadian bacon, because I don't like the soft bacon. I don't hate pineapple. I just think that everyone in America does it wrong.
Okay, you just offended Mr. I right there.
That's right. Sorry, Mr. I.
All right. Do you prefer the old Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or the new Charlie and the Chocolate Factory better?
Sure, yeah. I prefer the old Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because I think that Mel Brooks did a fantastic job of being Willy Wonka. And I thought that Johnny Depp, the actor who played the modern Willy Wonka, didn't do as good of a job of being just like regular person sometimes and then wacky other times. I also thought that the lessons that were taught were less about the like Oompa Loompas in the first one, in the old one, and more about like showing you bad things, like the reactions of the children, the ones that were spoiled or the ones that were rude, like they got, consequences appropriately. but I would use appropriately a little loosely, because in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, when you blow somebody up to like be a giant, I'm a giant blueberry. Violet, you're turning violet. Like that might be a little bit excessive, but it's really fun.
Okay. This is a debate in our house. Do you like Captain America better or Baby Yoda?
A debate in our house. So she says this because she knows. Obviously, we live together, right? We're very not socially distanced right now. But I gotta say, while Baby Yoda is cute, Baby Yoda can use the Force. That's pretty cool. I think that Captain America has like very true and pure virtues, right? He's got good motivation always and tries to stick with the side of integrity, which is super important. Whereas somebody like Baby Yoda eats little, spoiler alert, frog eggs, while the mom is like 10 feet away. So that's kind of mean to me. But Baby Yoda's cute. And you can understand, maybe it's a survival thing, that happens in nature. But nonetheless, I think Captain America's got the right guidance.
Also, Mom, I'm sure you're very offended because you have a Baby Yoda doll on your desk and all of your backgrounds are indeed Baby Yoda collages. That was intended for you. I know what you're going to answer on this one because you have many shirts of this one character.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, Mom's going to cut that out.
Feel free.
SpongeBob SquarePants or Tom and Jerry? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, this is a harder question than you think.
What?
Yeah, I know that you like SpongeBob is great. SpongeBob has been around for 20 years and was, like one of it is still probably one of the best kid shows on TV. But Tom and Jerry comes from a totally different era and it comes with different motivations. Like, I mean, this that's so hard. Tom and Jerry is really good. Tom and Jerry is good. Like if you were to try to tell me, is Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner better than SpongeBob? I would say yes. Tom and Jerry is similar to that, but not quite the same. They would do like little cultural nods all the time in Tom and Jerry, the same way that SpongeBob does. And you didn't expect this to be anywhere near as hard of a question for me as it really is.
So are you saying, Joseph Matting, that you cannot choose between Tom and Jerry or SpongeBob SquarePants?
I think that if you took Tom and Jerry out of all of history, you would never have SpongeBob. So I think that it's got maybe more value than SpongeBob, even though SpongeBob is so iconic now. I don't think that something will happen because SpongeBob happened. So if I was to be forced to answer this in a debate setting, which I encourage you to take a debate team class, I would say Tom and Jerry is better.
All right. Thank you very much for finally answering the question.
But again, I have a SpongeBob cup. I've got a SpongeBob shirt. I've got SpongeBob socks. Like I got a lot of SpongeBob.
SpongeBob shirts. I think there is a total of 7 to 10, and he does have a SpongeBob cup that I use frequently.
There's true. It's really good.
All right, it is closing time. Do you have any words of encouragement for the elementary school students?
Yes. So at the very beginning of this interview, I mentioned that I have lived in Grace Harbor for over 30 years, which means I'm super old. But it also means that people who do things that you never thought that they can do can come from here. I spent probably 10 years working at stores around here. Then I moved into different fields. And now I'm working with a company that the game Minecraft has over 100 million people who play Minecraft. Roblox has over 140 million people who play that game. And I'm currently working for a company now. While I'm still here in Grace Harbor, I work from right here in my house at this big desk right here for a company with 14 different teams all around the world, in France, in Argentina, in Korea. We've got teams in the UK, we've got teams in India, teams in China. And I work for them while living in Grace Harbor. So I think my words of encouragement would be that if you would like to do something, just do it. Don't second guess yourself, and don't think about that you can't do it or that it's not worth it, because you can never do something if you never try, right? And even if you think maybe no one will ever call you, I've had interviews from Microsoft. I've worked closely with the people who make the game World of Tanks, which is a global phenomenon. I've worked with the people who made Minecraft stories directly. I've done interviews with huge companies all around the world, and now I work for the Sandbox, where their main headquarters is in Paris, and I do it from my chair. So just give it a shot. Whenever you want to do something, try it. If you don't like it, try something else. Keep trying. And never let someone tell you that you can't do it, because you just do it. Just do it. And then somebody might call you one day and they say, I love what you're doing. Come do it with me. And you'll be very happy.
Is there anything else you would like to share from living here all the way to your job, or just anything in general?
I love you, Acosta. You kids are great. I see you all the time. But also, I come from Hoquiam, so go Grizzlies. That'll be all for me.
Thank you for your time today. This was a great interview.
Look, we can touch. It's weird.
Yeah.
Social
Have a great day, Acosta students. Make sure to not do this with any random person. Social distance during COVID-19 until you get the coronavirus.
Don't get the Rona.
Don't get the coronavirus until you get the COVID vaccine. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Moving on.
Oh, drop the mic. You're done.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget that this is episode 175. So, as always, we thank you for staying to the end of the video. Our emails are down below, and they are for comments, questions, suggestions, or pledge video submissions.
And remember, you can ask mom or dad to send in a video of you doing the pledge, and we can see if we can fit it in a future show. We hope you enjoy your weekend. Hey, Olivia, I got a question for you. Why weren't you wearing your mask when you're interviewing your dad?
I've been with him this entire quarantine.
Oh, that's right. Silly me. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, everybody, be a good kid. Do the right thing.
Bye.
Bye.